Hello everybody, today we are going to be taking a look at this. This is a wood piece, you can see, but what does this resemble? Well, for one it resembles a paintbrush, except for the fact that it's a piece of wood. It kind of resembles a scrape of sorts, a chisel, but it's going to become none of that. It's supposed to be a spoon actually. It's sort of a blank thing. Now, we're going to be starting to carve this. The question is, where is my knife? I'm going to be doing a few outdoor videos one day here, and you're going to be seeing this thing a lot. You're going to be seeing this thing a lot in those videos, as it is my favorite knife. Sadly enough, the blade needs to be re-hardened, which I will have to do with a blowtorch, as I do not want to... Actually, I do want to remake this handle. I want to keep this and this little cover here. Oh god, the thing's actually coming off. Might have to remake this thing sooner than I thought. I'm gonna have to splinter the wood though to get that out. To get it out of there. Oh well, I think I'll be able to finish this before this thing breaks. Now, this is spruce. Nothing special. Very common wood here in Sweden. Use this a lot for everything. Construction, furniture, you name it. Floor, desks. Spruce wood desk. I thought it was pine, but then I realized that the grain is too tight to be pine, and the fibers are too long. Pine is also very long fibered, but they're not but they're usually a pretty long distance. But they grow so quickly that it's basically an insane amount of distance between between the grains. So yeah. Wait, let me get my handy dandy vise here. Let me just put you guys down for a second. Aha. Now let me just get you guys stuck in here. Hello. That's pretty handy. Oh shit, I think I flipped the whole thing. Okay. I got the thing stuck in my vise here, so we're going to begin by flattening the surface out, as it is quite uneven. Oh, and by the way, the key to be able to do any kind of carving. Question is, which side do I want to have? This side is supposed to be the spoon face. You gotta determine that before you start carving. This is a blank I threw together during break time in school. Well, basically during tea time. We have 3 breaks during the day in my school, so we got quite a bit of time to mess around off class, and usually not all days are done because either teachers are missing or we're sick, or you get the thing. You get the picture. Now, I'm not sure if this is gonna be this is actually going to be this long, as I'm thinking maybe I should carve this down to about half. But at the same time, I'm thinking it's only thick enough for a decent sized spoon here at the end. So I might just wanna cut it right there and just make a round little spoon here. Yeah, I think I might want to do that. First of all, now this is an indoors project, as we are going to need Well, you don't really need to make this indoors just because you need a pen. You're obviously going to need to mark the spoon out somewhere. Or somehow. You can use a rock for that, you can use your knife, you can use your own blood if you really feel like it, if you really feel like being that committed. You can use a random stick and just rub the area till you get a decently deep groove, so you get a sort of outline. Ah shit, I need to sharpen this thing again. Let's see, let's test the sharpness of this thing. Yeah. Thing needs tuning. Thing is sharp, not sharp enough. Yes, I like to keep my knives insanely sharp. Just so sharp that it's fucking stupid, in fact. Most people just call me insane because of it. Even my best friends call me insane. Even my BFFs call me insane because of that. Carving. I'm probably gonna speed this up. Okay, we've gotten this surface nice and flat now. Yeah, we have. Probably. Can I show you that properly on the camera? Yeah, you can see we've gotten that area nice and flat, and it's up to here that we're going to be using, so this part is going to be the spoon. Nice and rounded and pretty small. And that's going to be the handle. Wish I made that a little bit thicker, but we'll see. Okay. Now we're gonna wanna mark that off so you know where to cut and not to cut. Like, I drew a little line there with a knife so that I'm following. Just, it's actually a nice and straight line. It's not really gonna matter much. It's just a centerpiece that's gotta be marked. Oh, that was just my sister calling my dog. Or the dog. It's not really mine. I don't really care much for little mutt. No, I don't really hate him or anything. It's just, I could do without him. Oh god, my hand is so sweaty. Why? I am retarded, and I am wearing thick clothing indoors when I am hot-blooded. I'm one of those people that generate more heat than they can dissipate. Oh, by the way, if we're going to be removing a lot of wood, just hold your knife like crazy, but still hold your knife so you're not going to drop, but still allowing it to rotate slightly side to side. Then, thumb there, assuming you have a knife that's not double-edged, because if you were to put your thumb there and push, you would cut your finger off. But if you have a knife like this, single-edged, standard carving knife, finger there, as far to the tip you dare without, well, piercing your thumb. I prefer keeping it a little bit like that, and then you just, because what happens is you use this thumb as a backstop, so it's like bending it against a wall. Yeah, so you can take a lot of wood off at a very short in a very short amount of time. Depending on what you're gonna do, this can really save you some time, especially if your hand is sweating like mine is. I can't really. You can also do this to get more accuracy into it, more precision, so to speak. As you're noticing, it's already getting quite messy here. I cleaned earlier, but I'm gonna have to clean again after this. I'd gladly start some music, but I really don't have any at this moment as I'm filming with my phone. Is this thing still recording? Yeah, it is. Good. It would be awkward if I'd done all this and it wouldn't have recorded any of it. I'm gonna pop some tags. Got $20 in my pocket. Yeah, by the way, that song is kind of good, but the music video is retarded. Okay, we've already gotten quite a bit of wood off of there. This is gonna take a while. I wish there was a pause function on my phone. Oh, god damn it, not that. Fuck, I found a resin-rich wood. That isn't just a bitch, that's gonna be a bitch in the future when carving out that hole. Carving out the divot. Because I'm gonna pop some tags. Got $20 in my pocket. Plus I have a really big cup there that I don't want to mess up. Doing this is also a great way to prevent the splinters from ending up everywhere, absolutely. They tend to go one direction and that's straight ahead. Now you may want to have some files when making a spoon, and preferably some sandpaper. I have files but no sandpaper, so I'm a little bit of a dummy. I'm gonna pop some tags, got $20. The reason why I'm doing this slope here is because it's easier to carve off material than for you that don't know that little trick. Although I doubt anybody has actually missed that. I mean, it's a pretty basic thing. It's not like it's a subroutine. Why is dodging a subroutine? It's not that difficult. Why? Why are you looking at me like that, Mr. Piccolo? Quoting Team 4-Star there. I'm gonna pop some. Hey, looks like I'm gonna make a handle on both sides. Nice one. Wow, that's stupid. This thing is already stupid sharp. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna keep going with this. God damn it! Do I have a saw of any kind in here? I have a machete, but I really don't feel like dragging that out right now. A little. Fuck you. There we go. Normally I'd be sitting here listening to music while doing this. Right now I'm recording so you guys can see this. This is basic spoon making 101. Actually, this is not spoon making 101, this is spoon making 1 billion. As this is made from a plank. This piece of wood was taken from a untreated plank that was left on construction. That was a leftover during construction of a building we're constructing. This piece of frame wood that was left over. Anyway, it's an untreated plank that was laying around on site. So we built this in school. It was a project about 4 years ago from our few students. They got the, if I'm not mistaken, they got the foundation laid and the framework started. Then they quit. They didn't jump, they didn't just leave school or anything. It was like their time there was over. They were really, really slow builders. Plus, they started that. God damn it, my hand's all sweaty. They started that little project when they were running the third year in, what is it? High school? Yeah, I think so. Ow! Huh. Oh, that was just wallpaper. Third year in high school, so... Nope, raw wood. I was starting to consider if this was oil hardened or anything. It was treated some way, but... Nope, it smells clear. I would like to just saw this piece off. Just learn about some tags. Got $20 in. Okay. Holy shit. I really need to re-harden this thing. Not really. This thing is sharp as fuck. Yes it is. You may know, you may see that. You may... How is the thing doing? Is it getting any duller? Okay, now that's just stupid. Look at this. Okay, it's not razor all over the edge. One part here is actually... No, it's not. Could have sworn I saw it was folding. Okay, by the way, look at this thing. I have darkened it a little bit. You can barely see that on camera. It's no longer complete shiny metal. It's now a lot darker in the color. Sadly enough, I got the paper mark. I had to wrap the thing in a paper towel to get the etching to work properly. Cause I'm gonna pop some days. Got $20 in pocket. God damn, I can't get that shitty song out of my head. Fuck. You know what, guys? I'll be back. I'll just simply edit this, put it together, and once I've gotten that shit taken care of, see you then. Everybody, we are back. Now I got this. God damn it, I can't even see what I showed. This thing. My knife is slightly nowhere near dull yet. Got this thing. So the blank is coming along. Now I've started rounding off there. I decided I'd show you guys that as well. This process is much like taking off the tip here. You're gonna need to about halfway down start cutting it like this. Take off the corner if you want a round spoon, that is. You can make oval spoons, at which point you make the whole thing just kind of oval. Or you can make a square spoon, which is something you can do, but I personally think it's a stupid thing to do. I mean, it's a spoon. Traditionally, they are round. Oh, by the way, you see this saw? Worthless. Doesn't work on wood, only harder materials. Bone, like a charm. Takes a while, but it works. Hardwood works perfectly. Softwood, no. Just absolutely no. Okay, so that's one corner. Okay, so now I knocked off that corner. It's just basic refining left now, which I'll do later. Now I gotta knock off the other corner, about halfway down. Now, when you mark where the turn is gonna begin, don't take any more there. Just keep taking off till you're happy. So you're happy with the curve and the size of the spoon. This is gonna be a pretty much round spoon. There's something off about this wood. It just keeps giving in. It's like... It might be semi-rotten, I don't know. Because in some places it just gives up. It doesn't even try to make any resistance. It just like bends. Now, okay, so there we got a pretty basic shape. Pretty basic spoon shape. I'm gonna refine this quite a bit though. I don't want this thing to be... I'm gonna make mine slightly oval. Although, pretty much round. Not quite though. Because it already looks quite derp. Derp. Wait, did I take off any more there? Ooh, no I didn't. Good. Okay. It's gonna be a bit... Now this spoon is not gonna be for eating. Because, I mean, the material is so shit that if you were to try and eat with this, you'd probably end up getting food poisoning or something. Okay, but okay, now we got the basic shape done. Might want to refine this slightly. I'm getting really sick of that thing slipping up like that. Okay, we got the basic shape. Now we're gonna want to draw out. Now, because of this, I'm gonna have some trouble. That's a bitch. You might want to drill that out or something. Damn, this is gonna be in my way. Oh well. Now remember, you want to leave some edges to work with, so you have a little bit of material to work with after you're done carving the spoon. After you're done carving the indentation. Like in this case, that's gonna be enough to work with. So I'm gonna file this spoon down quite substantially because it's so freaking large. It's way too big. You could just like, but I don't want to do that yet. Now at this point it's helpful to have a vise, but since mine is, well, you're sitting in it. Oh god, this is gonna be painful. Now we want to begin with cutting. How was it? He said I want to cut across the lines, across the fibers. Now this applies no matter what technique you're using. Knife like this, or chisel, doesn't matter. You want to make a line that goes across the fibers like this, so you get that nice little safe zone, so that the fibers that are cut between here and here will never pass this line. I can do this and just go down deep and just crack up, but it will end there. The crack will end there. Flip that up, there we go. Got a little bit deeper. Now of course I didn't make that line too deep because I really can't yet. Too much wood to push through. Now this is not traditionally how you make a spoon with a knife. This is the smart man's way of doing it. It's tricky, but it's really tricky, but it's clever. And then you just... Now, depending on what is your preferred hand is going to determine which side is going to be best. It's going to look best, right or left. In my case, I'm right-handed, as you see, so the right side is going to look the best. I think that's how it goes. Maybe it's the left side. I don't know. I don't really know. But this is not a very thick piece of wood, so you're not gonna wanna carve too deep or too hard. Or you might just go straight through the whole piece. Oh, god damn it. Everything, get out of my way. Now, because I am a coward, I have some carving tools. And I'm gonna ditch the knife for now. If I said this was all done with knife, I am sorry for tricking you people. God damn it. But I am a bit of a coward here because that knife is so scary sharp that if I even were to touch my arm with any kind of force, I'd slice off a vein, which isn't too nice. These things are just stupidly dull though. I'm gonna pop some days. Got $20 in my pocket. I'm gonna pop some days. Got $20 in my pocket. Now you can see we're starting to make some progress here. Right here. Starting to get quite deep actually. Now here's the part I was fearing. Fucking. Okay, so if you got no skill and no control over your hand, I'd recommend drilling any of those out as deep as you want to go. What the fuck's it doing? Get Now the shittier the quality of the wood, the more annoying this part is. Hardwood is actually easier to do this with than softwood. You may wonder why. Well, main reason is because the fibers are shorter and they tend not to clump up as badly. Birch works too. It's a long-stranded wood, but it's much harder. Any sort of hardwood, long, short fibers don't matter. Oh, thank goodness. It doesn't matter if it's long or short fibers. As long as the wood is hard, it's easier to work with than the soft pieces disrupt. Birch is pretty hard and works just wonders making spoons out of. It also works great making butter knives out of. It's a great material to work in pretty much all around. Kind of like aluminum, except it holds up for whatever you put it into. Oh, thank God. I almost stabbed myself in the hand with that piece of shit. A chisel. I gotta make myself a chisel. Cause I'm gonna pop some tags. It's got about 20. It doesn't look like that. It goes $20 in my pocket. Okay. So what you're seeing right here is beginning of a knife. This is not a knife. This is a spoon. So you know the old knife and spoon game. No, I don't. This is the beginning of a pretty good spoon. You can get this pretty decently deep. Hopefully I don't go straight through this wood piece. Because that would kind of suck. Now keep in mind, I do not have any patience. My hand is not as steadiest. It's in fact about as unsteady as it gets. This is probably going to look like butt to most of you. And if we have a carpenter in the audience, I'm sorry for making your trade look like child's play. Because that's what I am doing right now. I'm making carpenting look like child's play. But that's because to some people it is, some people it isn't. You're gonna get a lot of hate for that. But it is true. Some people are better at this sort of stuff than others. I'm very practically meant, so I'm a little bit more effective when it comes to practical applications, so to speak. While somebody is good with numbers, well, I'm good with both numbers and practical things, but better with practical things than with numbers. I tend to just do everything for feel. It works better. Tends to end up in one piece instead of a piece of burnt slag. Pretty decent spoon. Of course, you're gonna need rounding and shit, but you know. Now this is the part where you've gotten about halfway through the wood, so you might want to be you're gonna want to be very careful here. You've done the rough part of the spoon at this point, and it's very, very rough piece right now. You may notice that I'm having some trouble with one side here, and that is because that side is much harder than the other side. This is the problem with spruce. One piece of wood is not as hard as another, and they might be sitting 2 millimeters away from each other. The transition zone of them might be 10 centimeters or half a millimeter. It doesn't matter. The transition from soft to hard can be a single gear ring that is about 1 millimeter thick, or it can be up to or down to 1 millimeter thick. $20 in my pocket. So this is a good piece of entertainment. You can, if you're feeling restless, get yourself a piece of wood, a small chisel, and start. Get yourself a small chisel, a piece of wood, and a knife. Start carving yourself a spoon, and I got a piece of hair flying in front of my eyeball. It's bothering the crap out of me. Where to leave that? Up there. No. Notice I'm taking the inside of the thing too. The reason for that is if I just take the outside, sure, it'll get quite sharp, but there will be burrs on the inside. That will mess me up. Oh great, there's that nice nasty bone smell again. from the soft air gun piece that I made. Wait. File. I'm gonna pop someday. Okay, now I got it. Ooh, much better. Oh, come on. I hate these things. They're not even made out of tool steel. There's probably like 440 in these. Unhardened and shit. It's like not even temper. Hardened. I gotta make myself one of these. Okay, I'm a bit of a coward. I'm not gonna go much deeper than this. A little bit deeper, but not much. Oh, fuck off, wooden splinters. Splinters. Now, we're already getting close to pulling through this thing, which is not a good thing if you do. Because then you're going to have a sieve spoon rather than a normal spoon. It's not going to be very effective for eating with. Well, you can always eat dry stuff with it. You won't be able to eat cereal with it. Then I recommend, if you're going to make one of these, go get yourself a piece of hardwood from the forest, not from a lumber yard. You don't know what the fuck they've done with those planks. I'm not going to be eating with a spoon. Not by a long shot. I might use this to stir my coffee with, but that's as far as I'm going to stretch it. I'm not going to be sticking the spoon in my mouth. I don't know what the fuck's been done to this plank. And let's just say I'm not willing to find out either. So, now we switch to the knife. And I think I might have farted. But I'm not quite sure. I've been concentrating so much that I don't even notice if I fart. And if you never had that happen to you, then you are a complete and utter liar. You at one point been sitting in your room doing your homework, just thinking like crazy about that one math problem or something, and all of a sudden it starts smelling like butt in your room, and you're like, oh, I didn't fart. What happens then is that you are so concentrated you don't notice that you fart. It's more common than one thinks. Happens to me all the time. I remember there was this one guy I knew that said that he never farts. Of course, that is bullshit. I mean, you can't actually live without farting. After all, even fish fart occasionally when they break down their food. It's generally only larger fish that does it, but most fish do. Even small fish can fart occasionally. Okay, you might hear that cackling in the background. That's just my sister and my mother yapping on about something. Hopefully they don't enter my room and spoil this video. I'm gonna edit most of this out anyway. Okay, now we're gotten to the point where I got my spoon deep enough. I don't want to make this any deeper. I'm gonna want to even this out, but I'm gonna do that with a piece of sandpaper or something. Okay. Now normally, I actually have no idea how this would normally be done. Carving off the extra wood, I think you just do that with a knife, but I know some people who'd use a rasp. I do have a rasp, but that rasp is bullshit. It's about as useful as this wood, so I'm not going to be using that. I'm going to be using this knife for most of the rough carving. Oh great, we get to this nice piece again, the tip here. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm probably going to end up ripping this whole piece off here. This is like ripping a big chunk of wood out just because I cannot put a little bit too hard on the knife or something. There ain't much I can talk about here. I mean, I've only made 2 spoons before. I've only made 2 spoons. And one that was made out of a literally rotten piece of wood. It was not even rotten in the sense of bad. It's just rotten as in the sense of completely rotten through. It was a piece of oak that had been so rotten that I could squeeze a butter knife through it. I could actually push it in with my finger. Yeah. I never used that spoon. Neither did my mother. Although I was a little kid, so I made it for her, and I assumed she would use it, but she never did. So I naturally got a little bit sad over that, but I didn't. But I forgot that quite quickly. So I'm gonna pop some tape. Okay, cut there for some reason. Probably reached a maximum length or something. But yeah, So what can I talk about it while carving this fucking spoon? Well, this whole project of this whole little spoon carving thing has actually only passed over one night. I haven't delved into the second day yet. I don't even know what the time is. But I don't think it's past midnight yet. I don't. Let me outline that for you. I don't think it's past midnight. It might as well be. I don't know. Thank you, piece of shit. Oh, this freaking wood is just so bad. I wanna rape it. No, I don't even wanna do that. Not even somebody who rapes wood would wanna rape this wood. That's how bad it is. And I keep ending up chopping up in this piece. Oh, stupid. Stupid. Now, this is actually starting to look like a spoon here. Amazing. Now I gotta stop singing that song. It's just too bad. A lot of people say that, oh, but if you're singing that song, doesn't that mean you think it's good? No, it means that it's gotten itself. No, it means that it's gotten itself lodged in my brain. It's generally just something that people say to troll you. And say, oh, well, if you're singing that song so much, does that mean you think it's good? Nope, it means it's gotten lodged in my brain. I can't get it out. Oh. It's generally something people say to troll you. There's not really any way to get out of that troll as it's a logic loop. Because as much as you want to deny it, it kind of does make sense. Because see? There, oh goddamn! My nutsack got stuck on something. No, I am wearing pants. I am wearing pants. It's not that I'm naked. My nuts got stuck on a nail or something. No. They managed to get stuck on themselves somehow. They tend to do that. Any guy that's watching this will know the feeling. Will be like, been there, bro. Feel your pain. Any real guy, any real man, that is, will be there, because that's the most painful thing there is, when your nuts get stuck on themselves. But let's keep with the spoon. Keep working on this piece of shit spoon. But this is turning out surprisingly good. I don't think I'm going to end up using this thing. Might bring it to school. Use it as a coffee spoon or something. During construction. In construction class. Yes, we have a class about constructing buildings. By the way, that's those students that started building that building. They kind of created that class because when they quit and left that behind, other students have been working for 4 years now trying to complete it. I'm one of those many students. It's right, it's quite thin here. It's only about twice that blade thickness. I chopped you off. I chopped your face off. Oh, great. Why? Why does this thing feel it's necessary to keep glitching into everything? To think this is how they made knives back in the day. Before they really had any tool other than a knife. Or spoons. Before they really had any tools other than a knife. Before they had all these fancy carving tools and such. To think, everybody who had a spoon, they had most likely either gotten it from their parents or made it themselves. You didn't have 12 spoons in a drawer. You had one spoon that you used. Possibly a spare in case you lost the one you had. If you didn't have a spare, when you lost the spoon you had, you made a new one, like this. Spent a couple of hours. Ate your supper with your fingers. And then spent all the time you had before bedtime. Before bed. Carving a spoon. And when you went to bed, it wasn't because you felt like it. It was because you had no choice. Because the following day, you'd have to get up at 2 in the morning and start farming. At the same time, I think life was better back then. I know that it wasn't, because people were miserable. People were miserable back then. There was always this bastard that came and took their food and shit, and took what little money they'd made at the market that month. Just use it to buy hookers, and there's use it to buy hookers, and nowadays the government does the same thing. They skim off most of your money to leave you with the bare essential amount. To leave you with the bare basic amount you need. And then they take a little bit more. And a little bit more. A little bit more. And a little bit more. And say it's to fix the roads, but the roads are still shit. Say it's to build a new skiing hall that nobody wants. So yeah. We were probably healthier back then. Well, minus the fact that we didn't have public medication. Public Medicare. But the individual, most likely, was chemically better in their bodies. They probably had a better chemical balance in the body. Whilst they were physically completely destroyed. they were probably better chemically balanced as they didn't eat as much shit as we do today. Doing this, carving spoons, something they could do for a living. If you do it today, it's to get a bit of extra money in your pocket. That's it. You can't make a living carving spoons by hand. Sometimes I wish you could. Well, you can, but you'd have to carve so stupidly many that in the end you get a machine to make. And then they're not even hand carved anymore. Cause I'm gonna pop some tea. $20. Okay, we're almost done. Just gotta round off the inside here. Okay, we got the basic spoon. We got to get the basic spoon here. Gonna slim it down right here. We truly got a proper spoon. Like it. You could eat soup with this. Okay, it's fat as fuck. But let's get a file and fix that. This spoon is fat as fuck as it is. What you do is take a file. And make it a little less fat by rounding the thing off. Begin rounding it off. And we humans invented this file a lot earlier than we did. Our community would look a lot different. Our society probably would look a lot different had we invented the file a lot earlier than we did. Well, that is to say, if the modern file had come into being earlier than it did. Oh, I'm sorry, I poked you. Hey people, this is how the spoon turned out. You didn't get to see it because the camera ran out of space. My phone ran out of space to film with. But pretty well. I haven't used it yet. As said, I'm not planning on using it, but yeah. And I gotta refine this with some sandpaper. But beyond that, there ain't much more to do. You may see it's pretty glossy. I ran it over with some steel wool, rough steel wool, and it got rid of most of the burrs, or sharp edges. Took some on the file and glossed it up a bit, so yeah. Handle's quite nice, quite comfortable. Although I said I'm not planning on using this. This was mainly just to see if can I do it, and yes I can. Probably work for eating soup. Got a nice little divot there. Although if I had sharper tools, I honestly do think it could have worked better. Got a proper... Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask my teacher if I can make a proper piece of... Oh, sorry. A proper chisel. Because I need one of those. I have some metal, so... Yeah, well, I'll be seeing you.